from Just Tutors, and in this video we are going to learn about fractions. So these are the subtopics that we will be covering today: mixed fractions, and then we will talk about comparing fractions, and then it will be fractions related to sets. So before starting the lesson, let's have some warm-up questions. You can pause the video to solve these questions, and once you are done with the answers, please resume the video to check your answers. Alright, now let's check the answers. So in question number 1, we need to write fraction for the shaded part. That will be 1 over 4, and this will be 3 over 4. In question number 2, we need to write numerator and denominator. So the top number will be numerator and the bottom number will be denominator. So pat your back for your good efforts, and congratulations if you have got all correct. So what are improper fractions? So fractions in which numerator of the fraction is greater than that of its denominator are called improper fractions. So here, as you can see, it's 7 over 4, and 7 is greater than 4, so this is an improper fraction. And we get mixed numbers only after dividing the numbers by the denominator to break it into wholes and fractions. Now let's talk about mixed fractions. Let's have a situation. If you have 5 apples and you need to divide between 2 persons equally, how can we do that? What we can do, we can divide 5 apples between 2 persons by giving 2 whole apples to each one of them. But what about an extra apple? That can be divided between 2 persons by cutting a whole apple into 2 equal parts. That will represent half fraction of a whole apple. So let's have definition of mixed fractions. We can say the fractions like 2 wholes and a half is called a mixed fraction. That's 3 over 2. It's an improper fraction, and we can write it as 1 whole and a half. Now what about this diagram? As we can see, that's one complete circle, and this is the quarter circle. So that's 1 whole and a quarter, and this will be 1 and 1 over 4. Similarly, here we have 2 wholes and a quarter, and here we have 3 wholes and a quarter. Now let's learn how to compare fractions with the same numerator. So before starting it, let's color the fraction as directed. So as here we need to color one part out of 2 parts. So what we can do, alright, so that will be 1 over 2. In similar ways, we can color other parts. So which fraction is showing maximum colored area? That's a half, and then it's 1/3, then it's 1 over 4, and then it's 1 over 5, and the last, that's 1 over 6. So here we can say that if we have same numerator, then smaller the denominator, greater the fraction. Now use same strategy to solve these questions. You can again pause the video to solve these questions, and once you are done, you can resume the video. So in the first one, as we can see that this fraction has greater denominator, so it will be a smaller fraction. In this one we have 4 as smaller denominator, that will be greater fraction, and 1 over 5 will be the smaller fraction. And we'll do the same with question number 3. Alright, so now let's try to find the fraction of the colored part. As here we can see, we have 5 stars in total and 3 are shaded. The fraction will be 3 over 5. And same will go with the other part. Here we have 2 smileys that are in green color, and in total we have 6. The fraction will be 2 over 6. So here we have some practice questions for you. You can pause the video to try these questions, and once you are done with the answers, you can resume the video to check your answers. Now let's check the answers. So the question number 1, all fractions are improper fractions because in each case we have denominator smaller than numerator. In question number 3, the answer will be 1/2, because as here 3 chocolates needs to be divided among 2 persons, so each will get 1/2. And if we need to order, the order will be 1/11, that will be smallest, and then it's 1/9, 1/7, and 1/6. In question number 4, the fraction of the rectangles that are in yellow color will be 3/5. So thank you for the watching video, and for more please visit justtutors.com.